Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. It's a new year and obviously there's going to be new videos. Today I decided to give you a look at my absolute favorite neck knife out of all the ones I own, and I do own quite a few. This is the SOG Instinct Mini. There is a slightly longer overall in terms of handle length and blade length SOG Instinct, and you can get both versions with or without these black G10 handle scales. Now if you get them without the handle scales, you get a very skeletonized handle, which would be ideal for wrapping paracord, but I already own the skeletonized version of the SOG Instinct Mini, and I really think that getting one with the bead-blasted black G10 handle scales is the way to go. Now, the knife comes to you with this black plastic molded sheath, and you do get a bead neck chain as well. Before we take a look at the knife, let's take a look at the sheath. It's black plastic and it comes with a black clip that rotates. Now if you want to wear it primarily as a neck knife, you're better off taking off the clip, and you can do that through this hole. Get yourself an Allen wrench, insert it through the hole into the bottom where this screw is. That's the black hump right there, and just take this off. You can also, since this rotates 360 degrees, you can put the clip in whatever position you want and then tighten down that screw the same way. Now what that means is you can carry it scout style on your back this way. You can clip it straight up this way, which I really don't recommend. Honestly, this thing shines as a neck knife, something that you just hang from your neck in whichever direction you prefer after you remove the clip, and very useful, very nice. Let's be honest guys, a lot of people have a bit of a belly, and if you get a neck knife that's just too long and every time you sit down you're going to have the bottom of that handle bumping up against your gut. Let's face it, that's just the reality of it. Neck knives are best when they're kept small, and this particular one has a cutting edge that is only 1.9 inch. That's right, just under 2 inches for the cutting edge. The blade length is a little bit longer. I will of course have full specs in the description below. What I like about it is it's very handy. It's small without being too small. I can get an excellent 3-finger grip on it. The jimping up here is deep without being painful to bear down on. There's a very tiny bit of very shallow grooves cut here in the first finger groove. They help a tiny bit, not by much though. You do have a lanyard hole. There's a couple of holes up front as well. There's the blade, and as I said, the handle is bead-blasted G10 with the SOG logo very lightly carved into it. Yep. SOG has a tendency of putting their logo all over the place. I can live with that. And The tip, as you can see, doesn't start to taper down very thin until really towards the very end. So this tip is ironically rather stout. Now, you're not going to be performing a lot of big heavy knife chores with it, but this is a great knife when you need something small and handy. And let's face it, as good as a folding knife is, as strong as its lock happens to be, it still folds, and there's always going to be the danger and possibility of even a well-made folding knife having the lock mechanism fail on you, and down it comes on your fingers. That's not happening with a fixed blade knife. That's not happening with a small fixed blade knife. The worst thing that's going to happen with this little guy is maybe you'll break off the tip of the knife. That's it. That's going to be the worst thing. Now, can you use a small knife like this or most neck knives for self-defense? Yes, you can if you have proper training. However, something this small with a just under 2-inch cutting edge, this is going to be great for a bunch of mundane chores around the house. It's lightweight, a good 3-finger grip, very handy. This is what I use for opening up parcels and mailers that I get at home containing new EDC gear to test out. So yeah, I've had this little guy for years. It's easy to re-sharpen. It doesn't hold its edge long, but it works great. And something this small is likely to be legal in a lot of places. There are some jurisdictions that absolutely do not allow fixed blade knives at all of any size. There are some which are a little bit more reasonable. So if your jurisdiction allows fixed blade knives, you're pretty much guaranteed that it will allow something this small, this handy. Now, there are some weird places where if any fixed blade knife is illegal, you might end up going to jail for this little guy. Meanwhile, your buddy might be walking around with a locking folder that might have a 5 or 6 inch blade on it, and he's going to be perfectly legal. This won't be. So please, again, stay safe, stay legal, check your local laws, and I do highly recommend the SOG Instinct Mini, especially the one with the G10 handle scales. Okay guys, I'll see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Have a good one and have a happy new year.